All right, Crusader. So the first project that I need to do is last weekend, or I should say the other weekend, when I say we, Doc Martin helped me, but I replaced my front brake calipers. And thankfully I did. The ones I took off were definitely probably close to the original ones. And I just wasn't happy with the pedal response. So what I did was I replaced the fluids, the brake fluids, throughout the whole system, and also I checked the rear brakes. The brake pads are fine, the calipers appear to be fine, and since probably 75 to 80% of the work is done with the front calipers, I replaced the front calipers, and I ordered new power stop brake pads for them. Now, the problem is the description was wrong in the Amazon, so I had to send those back, and I got the new pads in. So one of the projects today is going to be swapping out the brake pads and bleeding the system. That way there's no air bubbles, and when I'm in the mountains, when I need to stop, I'll be able to stop. That's the first one. The second project that I have to do is I just recently got my truck back from the transmission shop. So prior to going to the transmission shop, I took a few of my skid plates off from underneath that I figured would be in their way. That way the skid plates and the hardware were here and nothing would get lost. So I have to put my my transmission skid plate on and my transfer case skid plate back on. So that's the second project I want to do. Okay, so the third project I want to do is, remember I just did a thing about the Molle system with the shelf, and in that this decking right here, if you remember, now that I have the shelf here, it doesn't go all the way folds up. So what I'm going to do is this decking right here, I'm going to cut down the middle. I bought a piano hinge, and that way I can fold it up, and the piano hinge will fold down, and I can, get into the system without worrying about hitting the rack or anything. So that's the third project I want to do. All right, so the fourth project I want to do is, if you notice, I have the decking system from when I built the box and everything right here. Well, I want to be able to expand that forward, and let me flip you around and show you. All right, so here's the decking that was originally in it. Was at Lowe's yesterday. This is, I think, 1/4 inch birch, and but the price of wood is just so stupid crazy anymore. So what I did, I thought I bought the right size, but I bought some ply that is just a little bit thinner than this. So the plan is, if you notice all the space, this was just this was part of my sleeping platform when I had the sleeping platform right here, when I took the trips, when I took the seats up. So my plan is I need 4 feet wide, and this is roughly 3 feet from that decking there, which goes roughly underneath where the deck is right there, 3 feet. So I want to bring that ply out, which will be removable, so I can put my seats back in until this becomes a full-time overlander. I have some braces that I can screw in to the original decking onto the new decking. This is just a little bit higher than this right here, so I'll brace this up. And then up front here, my plan is to come all the way out to the 3 feet, but when I look at it, I don't want to lose this floor space where I can lay my cot and also my tent across. So I'm still trying to figure out if I just want to maybe use this under space for some shoes or whatever. I'm still up in the air with that one. So I'm not sure if I want to come all the way out to the 3 foot mark, or bring it back to like maybe the 2 foot mark. So maybe come out, cover this area a little bit to more square it, but Well, we'll see. I'm not sure, but that's the fourth project I want to do. All right, y'all. So the first task, remember, putting on the brake pads to the new calipers I put on. These are the PowerStop Evolution Sport. They're carbon fiber ceramic performance pads. Here is the item number. So it's a Z23-867. You can get these through most auto parts store, Amazon, Rock Auto, so on and so forth. So we've been using these, and we have found that these really seem to work the best for the Gen 3 Mitsubishi Montero. Okay, y'all, so I got the brake pads swapped out. Got the brakes bled on that. Both the driver's side and the passenger side with new power stops. Now it's time to put the skid plates back on, and then we'll move on to the next task at hand. So moving right along. Okay, y'all, so this is the transmission skid plate. So that was all for the transmission service. And then here is the, sort of hard to see it, but right here is the transfer case skid plate. You can get that from Luso Overland. And then we had these skid plates, the transmission skid plate, the engine skid plate, and then the front skid plate. We had those fabricated. So now I'm on to doing the rear deck, so I can put the hinge on that. Okay, y'all, so here's the rear deck that I'm talking about. What I'm gonna do, and I said it in a prior video, I'm gonna come 14 inches up, which is gonna be right about here, and I'm going to rip it right down the middle, and then that way, when it gets lifted up, this side of the cut can actually fold down, allowing this whole thing to be lifted up where it won't interfere with the rack, the back rack here. All right, so that's what I'm looking at doing. Okay, guys, so the first thing I have to do is I have two hinges, one here and one here. So there's going to be 3 screws on this hinge and 3 screws on this hinge, and I just have to undo those and get the wood pulled out, get it measured out, and then I can reinstall it. And it's going to be super simple. See? That fast, that simple. Keep all the screws together so I don't lose them. And then I'll get the wood ripped, and away I go. There we go. Has a tight fit, but got it. And the reason I want to get those so I can lift up is in here I have my 1000-watt power inverter. Of course, I have my battery. Have a rubber mat for like the shower. If I should ever forget a chair or anything like that, I have a stool in here, and then I also have a little hatchet. So that's what I have in here. I know I could put more stuff. Oh, I got extra wires for solar if I want to do a portable solar panel. And also I have an extension cable, because in here I have my kick-ass Joffle maker, so which love using that. So that's why I want to get this top thing cut, so I can still have access to all this stuff. All right, got it cut. Now time to put the hinge on it. Alright, so like I said before, I cut it, put the hinge on it, so here's how it's going to be. So technically it's going to lay like this. There's the hinges over there against the refrigerator, and as I lift it up, it's going to fold down like this. So, I think that will, now let's get it installed in the car. Okay, now it's going to make it easy to get it in and out also. So just come in like this, lay it down, hinges up. All right, these are lined up right here. All right, so got the hinges put back on. It should work. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and load it up. See that? It actually clears that right there. So I'd say that's a win. All right, so I have the eyelet up there, right? And I adjusted it. So I'm trying to figure out which way I need to adjust it so it stays in better. Because that seems to be okay. I may need to rotate it just a... Nope, that's not it. Let me put it back this way. And I may even try and bend that a little bit. But it's just to be there temporary so I can get things in and out. So I think that project's pretty much over with. That's a win. All right, so now I'm on project number 4. So it looks like I might have time to mount my, I'm gonna cut this out, see how I like it. I'm gonna do the 4 foot by 3 feet, bring it up to here, see how I like that, see if I don't wanna lose that space right there, then I can always just cut it again, you know, maybe do 4 foot by 2 foot or so. So that's the next project, to put this little platform in here. All right, guys, so that's what it looks like just being set in here. I haven't secured it down. So I have brackets that I'm going to secure over here. And then there's the seat bolts. So I'm going to go to the store, buy some bolts, and I'm going to do like one here, and one over there. So between those and those bolts, that should do good. And then underneath here, you know, to bring it up level, I can just do like a 2x4 or something like that. I'm still not sure if I want to keep this or if I want to cut it to match the floor right here. So, not sure yet, but we'll get it figured out. But you see how I got it cut around here, and then it's more of a 90-degree over there. So let me take some measurements for the seat bolts, and then we'll get this figured out over here also. All right, moving right along. All right, Crusaders, so here's the platform it's in. I just need to get 2 more bolts. I already got the washers. I'm going to put a bolt here and a bolt there, and that is 3 of the 6 bolts that holds the seat in. Once those are in, I mean, you're not even going to really be able to move this right here. While I'm out getting those bolts, I'll probably run by Harbor Freight, get anywhere between 4 and 6 different tie-down attachments, and then that way I'll probably just do like one here, one around here, and then the same thing on that side, and maybe run one up the middle. That way, if I want to have something attached over there, I can have something attached over there. But also what I might do is just do start loading it up and seeing where I'm going to need the attachment points first, and then install them. All right, so that was the platform. So that's the 4th thing that I needed to do. So now I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a bonus, and I have one of the Apache cases from Harbor Freight, and it has some additional recovery gear other than my recovery gear from Adventure X Outdoors, and because that'll stay in the truck. And if the other recovery stuff is more like shackles, straps, stuff like that, the winch blanket, so that'll be on the roof rack if I can make sure everything lines up. So I'm gonna do a fifth, there we go, job on the truck, and then from there I'll start bringing in my stackable cases, and then seeing where I need to put attachment points, load my tent, so on and so forth. So hang in there, we're just about done. Hey, also, if you notice for right now, what I did was I cut 5-inch boards, and I put one on each side. I may figure out what the height is in the center, and then also do a center one just for some more support. So that may be something if I have time before we leave. And then you can see it's pretty level, and then but there's still a gap between it, but I'm not really all that worried about it. It's like I said, once this bolt comes in here and once that bolt goes in the other side, this isn't even going to be bouncing around. It's going to be tight. And that was just for some support. And I was thinking about doing one this way, front to back, but then I would lose whatever storage I would have there. So I think this will be a good place for like my shoes and my Crocs, stuff like that. So so that's where we're at. I think for a quick job, it looks all right. All right, everyone, this is what it's looking like so far. Like I said, I still need to get the 2 bolts here and there, but there's my stackables. That's like my kitchen stuff, and this is full of like freeze-dried meals. This is my camera gear. This is a folding table. There is a chair, my shower system. There's my Dometic. Up here is my air compressor, all my toiletry stuff like the toilet bags, toilet paper, wipes, what have you. There's my collapsible toilet seat, recovery gear from AdventureX Outdoors. That over there is in case we need an extension for a winch rope. That's an old winch rope. There is a snatch strap in this bag from AdventureX Outdoors is a kinetic rope. Of course, I have my attic here. My Gazelle, I think, will fit side to side here. Come back around here, and there's a better look at my Dometic. I'm going to put my chainsaw right here. It's a Cobalt electric chainsaw, so I'll put that here. I'll get that charged. Of course, here's my Coleman camp stove, my refrigerator, the USB outlets. These are netting to go over the windows in case I'm inside. Of course, my fire extinguisher. So that's what it's looking like so far. And then I'll get like my air mattresses and stuff like that. I may just set them up here. That way this will tighten down a little bit more right up there. So that's where we're at. Hey, good morning, Crusaders. Daryl here. So this is going to be day 2 of me getting ready for my trip to North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. I guess we're calling it the Trifecta trip, or since there's only 3 of us going now, it's the last man standing trip. So, you know, yesterday I had the 4 projects I needed to do. I got those complete, but now I was talking about putting the Pelican case on, or I should say the Apache case from Harbor Freight on the roof with some extra recovery gear. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not, but let me show you what I have done with this platform. It was quickly done yesterday, and I'll quickly talk about just what is needed to complete getting ready for the trip to North Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia. All right. Okay, y'all. So yesterday I was working on this platform so I could go ahead and load this stuff up. That way it makes it a more smooth surface instead of the floor isn't smooth, or I should say totally flat, when I remove the seats. So what I did was, if you notice, I have 4 of these brackets that I attached to the original platform and box that I made last year. So I have 4 of these across there. That's keeping it secure. I went ahead and went to Harbor Freight, and I got these tie-down straps. They're like $3 for 2 of them, so I actually bought 3 packages. So I have 1 here, 1 there, and 1 on the other side of the Craftsman stackable boxes. And then also what I did was I had one bolt here at the house, so I went to the local hardware store and I bought 2 more bolts and put these in. Okay, Crusaders, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I hope some of the things that I've done or I've talked about is helpful to you. Don't forget to please like, subscribe, and share. Also add comments, good, bad, or indifferent. Don't forget to leave a comment. We are coming up on the 2,000 mark very quickly, which I am happy about. And that means that once I hit the 2,000 mark, I will come out with a video on doing the giveaway for 2,000 subscribers. So don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. And as always, God bless, and I hope to see each and every one of you on your own adventure.